We live. Welcome back, man, to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. Here today, man, bringing you another edition of my starting five for Draftkings and FanDuel, alright? But before we do that, y'all already know we got the lineup review, going over my strategy and my updated starting five from the previous slate. So let's get into this breakdown, man. While we doing that, y'all hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Turn your notification bell on for your boy so you can be here rocking with us every day when the video drops, alright? Now, last night's slate, man. We knew we tried to go away from the chalk. Our strategy was to get away from all the chalk out there. We knew it was gonna be a stars and scrubs bill. We knew that a lot of the Cavs players would be chalk. So in order to try to get different, what we wanted to do was by it being a stars and scrub night, we knew Russell Westbrook was the free square. He was the free square. Just lock him in, and then that also entailed that Russell Westbrook paired with another star would be the majority of the bills. Like I knew majority of people would go like Westbrook and Sabonis, or Westbrook maybe they took a shot on Giannis, or Westbrook and Steph Curry. We knew a lot of people would be going that route, and then just putting all the Cavs chalk in there, the Wades, the Dotsons, the Thomas, whatever, just a Coro, just putting all the Cavs chalk in there. So we knew that was gonna be popular bill, chalky bill. So in order to get different, I wanted to go Westbrook, and then as you can see by the rest of my lineup, man, I wanted to jam as many of those mid-tier price guys in there who once again I knew would be locked in, should be locked in for 30 plus minutes, and had a potential to for a nice return or hit the ceiling performance on their salary. So that was our strategy yesterday to get away from the popular stars and scrubs bill, just because the only I didn't think all the other stars were in great spots. Like if you look at Sabonis, yeah, he's been crushing lately, but it was a spot they could have easily blowed out the Cleveland Cavaliers. I was just on Cavaliers because they were so short-handed that they had to play regardless. But that game could have easily blowed out of Sabonis, not give you a big performance. I didn't want to go Giannis, as I think they're taking it easy over there, just coasting on into the playoffs. So I didn't think he presented much upside. Steph Curry, I thought he was okay, but I didn't think he was in the best of spots to give you a ceiling type performance going against a tough Utah Jazz defense. So I wanted to get away from that stars and scrub bills. I felt that the other stars may not hit their ceiling type performances, and just to get away from some of that chalk Cavaliers, especially the chalk Dean Wade. I did not want Dean Wade, a guy at 3,400 that could easily fail for you. When I saw the ownerships going on, I said immediately I'm not going there. So I go to one of the lower owned Cavs, and that's how we ended up with Dotson at minimum price. But if you caught the updated starting five yesterday, I went with Russell Westbrook, Colin Sexton, Damien Dotson, Rui Hachimura, and Kenyon Martin Jr. At the top, man, no need to break down. Russell Brook, he's the free square. He's gonna be the free square for the rest of the year. You just gotta when it comes to Westbrook, like I said, you just gonna have to decide, is it a 80 type performance, or is it a 60 type performance, and what you gonna do to get different. So no need to go in this breakdown. Got him at 73% on. He gave us 80 DK points. Another nice game from another triple double, setting the record over there. Congrats to Russell Westbrook. Coming in at shooting guard, I wanted to get to Colin Sexton here just because, like I said earlier, man, I knew the Cavs was short-handed, so they a lot of them was gonna have to play 30+ minutes regardless, even if they were getting blown out. And I thought Colin Sexton was not getting enough attention. This was supposed to be the perfect. This was the perfect game environment for him to have a ceiling type performance. You getting the up-paced game against the Indiana Pacers squad, who's been the second fastest team in the NBA as of late. You got Colin Sexton without Garland, without Love, without Osman. In this up-pace matchup, a guy who likes to get out and run and transition and shoot. I thought it bode well for him, especially being on the court with other guys like Wade or Coro, things of that nature who are not going to command shots. We felt he can be able to get any shot he wanted. So if the game was if the game had a chance to stay close, we knew Colin Sexton to be one of the main reasons. So that's why we wanted to go here, especially with a lot of not a lot of the public going right here. So we got him at 12% on. Very solid performance from him, man. 44 DK points. He easily could have gave us 50 plus here. He had a rough night shooting the ball. Even though he had 25 real life points, he was still 7 of 26 from the field, man, and 1 of 6 behind the arc. So very tough shooting night for him. He could have gave us really a monster performance, but solid. Did enough for us to keep you close to the cash line if you paired the rest of your lineup right. Damien Dotson was the one piece of Cav I wanted to go in the core and just go around him because I felt confident once I saw he was getting the start. We knew he a guy from who would take shots. He was capable of shooting. He was not going to be a pass and stand in the corner type guy. We knew he'd get some amount of shots up. And with him being started, I thought that bode well for him to see majority of the minutes. And he was coming in at less ownership than Wade. So I wanted to get to him right here. He still came in like 39% on in this. This is the $1.20 max right here, by the way. He came in at 39% on. Only gave us 10 DK points, man. Horrible night from another guy who struggled from the field. And he only saw like 25, 26 minutes. They let Broderick Thomas get most of the minutes off the bench as he saw over 30. So that really hurt his chances at production right here. But at this amount of ownership, he didn't really kill you. I saw a couple of lines near the top with Dotson in there. If I'm not mistaken, I think the winning lineup might have had Dotson in there. But I didn't mind taking the chance on him. At the flat man, a guy in the up pace matchup who I knew should get up some volume of shots. Coming in at the power forward, I wanted to go Kenyon Martin Jr. right here. Just felt like a lot of people would be off on him, especially since they didn't know if Olenek or Wood was playing or what was going on. And I posted a message with the updated starting five that if Wood and Olenek was in, just pay down to Norm Powell, or if one of them was playing, he should be good to go. So Olenek was the only one playing. Wood was out as I thought he would be. No need to risk him going down at the end of the season. So we wanted to get the Kenyon Martin Jr. right. Should be getting the start at power forward. And seeing 30 plus minutes, and he just been very solid since playing in the starting lineup, man. He has not given you no less than pretty much 40 DK points. He gave you 39.25. That's right here at the 40 mark. He basically gave you 240s and 250 burgers. So very solid. The price hasn't moved up enough for him, in my opinion, for what he's doing right now. So I wanted to get him into the starting five. Got him at 23% ownership. Very solid performance out of him. I didn't think he would come in this high on, especially with people waiting on that news. And then rounding out the starting five, I wanted to go Rui Hatchimal, another guy who I knew would be in line for increased shots with no Bradley Beal. You know he'll see 30 plus minutes in a great matchup going against the Atlanta Hawks. He did okay, right at 5x4s, gave us right at 26 DK points. But another guy who didn't shoot too well from the field, just gave us 20 real live points and not much of anything else. I was hoping he could fall into a few rebounds and really give us a better performance, but 25 DK points, just okay at this 4,900. Definitely needed more from him. Now, to finish out the rest of my lineup, I wanted to go Cabangale, however you say this, just to get a different piece of the Cavaliers game, is try to get different, because I feel like it could go anyway, man. When teams are that short-handed, coming down to the end of the season, they're not in the playoff run or anything like that, they might have just went with the hot hand, whoever was playing well. They might have just took a chance to get looks at guys for next year. So I wanted to take a chance right here and get Cabangale in here. Got him at right at 11% on. He gave me right at 19 DK points. So over 6x right here. But you always going to need a little higher, like 9, 10x from your lower price guys to really push you to the top of leaderboard. So solid from him, but just not good enough. Then rounding out the lineup, I want to go DeJounte Murray right here. I loved the Spurs yesterday. I played a lot of the Spurs in my 20 max and things like that. I'm talking about all of the starters. Keldon Johnson, Potter, Lonnie Walker. The reason why I was on the Spurs so heavy because The Spurs have not locked up playoff seeding. They had something to play for here, going against the Milwaukee Bucks. I knew it was gonna be a pace-up game for them. I knew they would come out playing to win. So that bode well for them. Even if either the Bucks was gonna Giannis them was gonna play hard and make it a good game and things of that nature, or the Spurs would do like they did, just run away with it, because Milwaukee is, like I said, I think they just coasting on into the playoffs. They not going real hard. I'm not going to play any Bucks to the playoffs start. So with that in mind, I wanted to get plenty of the Spurs here, and it paid off for us right here with DeJounte Murray at 7,200. He got us at 4% ownership. Monster 45 DK points from him. Very solid out of DeJounte Murray. And then rounding out the bottom lineup, the guy that really hurt me right here, kept me from reaching the cash line. If he had a better game here, we still should have been able to find our way to the cash line. But Joe Ingles at 13%. If you saw the video yesterday, you know I was on him here in this matchup. I thought he had a chance at real upside, but Jordan Clarkson kind of took this one over, just doing a lot of scoring for him. Joe Ingles only gave us 18, right at 18 DK points. Horrible performance from him, especially at this price. We could have used that salary somewhere else, but that what did us in tonight. It's gonna be nice like that, especially when you're fading the chalk. Whenever the chalk hits, you're gonna pretty much get crushed. So that's what happens. Our strategy didn't work out tonight, but for the rest of the week, guys, like I was talking about with the Spurs, the thing you're going to have to do is decide which teams have something to play for and how does that bode well for the current matchup they're in. Are they playing a team that's going to lay down or that has nothing to play for? Or are they playing against somebody else that's playing for a playoff spot too, and it should be a tough, nice, competitive game. That's what you're gonna have to do for the rest of the week, guys, all the way to Friday. Because if you're taking chances on games that don't really mean that, nobody got nothing to play for, you might be a little hurt at the results. As you never know what teams will do resting towards the end of the year. All right, let's go take a look at the Draftkings for tomorrow and see what I'm liking. Coming in at the top, I want to look at Fondue Campazzo here, going against the Charlotte Hornets. Now, he's been playing very solid as of late, really getting it done defensively, adding stocks in there, a couple steals and blocks from him. I like this price tag on a 5,700, especially in the up-pace matchup against the Charlotte Hornets. And it's also a way for me to pivot from some of that chalk that's going to go to Malachi Flynn more than likely at the point guard spot, with all of those Toronto guys resting again tomorrow. So Malachi Flynn may come in a little popular tomorrow. This is an early look and an early thought at trying to get a pivot away from him, as I'm not too enamored with him, especially with him only playing 26 minutes last time out, and the guy Jalen Harris coming off the bench pushing 30 minutes. I think, like I said, the Toronto's one of those teams who are just shutting it down towards the end of the year, so they're giving guys looks. So guys like Jalen Harris, Freddie Gillespie, those guys are being played tomorrow as some alternative value plays, in my opinion, as I'm expecting them to see a little more run, and Toronto not really do anything with the backups they currently have. I think they're gonna try to get a look at a few guys for next year. So that's just my thought process right here, and the way the Campazzo has been playing, I like him getting to him in his price tag. All that being said, brings me to my second pick. I want to look at Jalen Harris right here for the Toronto Raptors, near the flat man. We saw the guy come in last time out. Like I said, got right at 29 minutes. Gave us a very solid fantasy performance. I think he should be in line for the same type workload, as they have no reason not to. Mainly, like I said, that they shutting it down for the season, so they're gonna be taking looks at guys. I like getting the Jalen Harris right here is a little piece of value that hopefully nobody's on tomorrow, or just not willing to take the chance like I am. Right? Coming in at small forward, this is going to be my favorite game right now. These two teams are definitely playing for something. Both of them, the Celtics have a chance to move closer and possibly get out of the play-in game, and if the Heat lose and don't perform for the rest of the week, they have a chance to fall down into the playoff scenario. So I like getting the Jimmy Butler right here. I think this will be a tightly contested game going against the Boston Celtics right here. I know he's going to go overlooked, as Jimmy Butler tends to always go overlooked. But at 1900, man, he's very, very solid. You know he has 50, 60 point upside. Look for him to be real competitive as they try to round themselves in the playoff form as well. I like getting the Jimmy Butler for this 9,200 price tag. Staying in the same game at the power forward, coming right back on the other side. Want to look at Jason Tatum. Same thing applies. They need to win this game. They're going to be coming out very competitive. Jason Tatum should see a boost in all his rates with no Jaylen Brown. Hate that he's out for the season, man. I was hoping to see those Celtics at full strength in the playoffs, but no Jaylen Brown for the rest of the year. I think Tatum rate's going to see a real boost, and he's going to come to play as he tries to get himself ready to try to lead the Celtics into the team into the playoffs as well. And coming in at my center spot, finishing it off, it could be a Dwight Howard night. Joel Embiid is questionable. He's been questionable the last couple games and playing, but just not going as hard as the Philly pretty much has the 1 seed locked up. I don't think they risk it going too hard right here with Embiid and some of the other starters. So I definitely want to take a look at Dwight Howard as he's been performing in the limited minutes he has been getting. So for any reason if he's the start or possibly see a minutes increase, he can really crush this 4,200 price tag. So I definitely want to take a look at Dwight Howard tomorrow in his matchup against the Pacers. So there you have it. My starting five right now for DraftKings: Fondu Campazzo, Jalen Harris, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum, and Dwight Howard. Now let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm liking over there. Coming in at FanDuel, staying at the top with my boy Jalen Harris, 4,200. Expecting to get a similar workload as last time, with Toronto Raptors sitting everybody preparing themselves for the end of their year. Get you some Jalen Harris. Coming in at shooting guard, I want to look at my boy Terry Rozier going against the Denver Nuggets. This right here is just a price thing. I love this price over here on FanDuel, 7,300. I think he is way too cheap for his current role and being the primary scorer for the Charlotte Hornets. He the guy who gets all the shots with no Gordon Hayward here. He's been leading them offensively for a while, and if that shot starts to fall, you know he don't mind continually shooting. He's a very streaky shooter, and he is just too cheap right now for the role he has over here for the Charlotte Hornets. Get you some Terry Rozier. Coming in at small forward, another case of a guy just being too cheap. Michael Porter, man, he's been balling for the Denver Nuggets this year, trying to play better defense, but really been getting it done on the offensive end. He has his streaky games, but he's a very solid shooter night in and night out. I like getting to him in his up-paced matchup against the Hornets, and just it's a nice run-back piece from Terry Rozier if this game happens to stay close and goes over the total. Coming in at power forward, staying with Jason Tatum, my outright favorite play across both sides tomorrow. I'm going to definitely get some Jason Tatum, 9,700 on FanDuel, 9,700 on DraftKings. I think he is very much in play. It's going to be on his shoulders to lead this team against the Heat tomorrow, all right, and to get ready to lead him into the playoffs, all right. I hope the young man is ready, but I'm going to be interested in seeing. And then coming in at the center spot, staying with Dwight Howard, a little bit more pricey over here, 5,300. But like I said, if there's any chance he's in line for an increased minutes or increased workload, he can really crush whatever price tag he has right now, even this $5,300 on FanDuel. All right, there you have it. My starting five for FanDuel: Jalen Harris, Terry Rozier, Michael Porter, Jason Tatum, and Dwight Howard. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. You know I'm going to have them in mind, man. That's going to do it for us here today. Y'all know the motto: chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's go.